them the link to go.
No. We have 9 followers.
Crazy.
I'd updated quick.
All right, stream should be up.
Oh, it is up. Get the bot in here.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, we need to do some sound tests for that. Dude, we have 2 viewers, and I think one of them is me and the other one is you.
I'm not watching it.
Damn, bro, we already got 1 viewer. Chad. Oh, dude, it's Andy.
Hey, it's Andy. Welcome. Do our voices sound good, Andy?
I think turn up the bot like ever so slightly of a fraction more.
How's that?
That's better.
Good enough?
That's good.
Do our voices like on the kind of like the same volume?
No, it's our voices are slightly louder than the bot, but that's okay.
Well, they should be louder than the bot.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
Our voices are like our voice is like the same volume on the stream.
Your voice needs to be a little bit louder.
All right.
I don't know how you're gonna go about doing that, but
All right. How about this?
a little louder.
All right. That's the loudest the microphone can go. Other than that, I'm gonna have to change it.
Maybe pull it closer to your face. I'll just turn your volume down on my side.
How about this?
It's getting a little better.
Scuffed.
He's making fun of us.
Bro, this is our first ever stream together.
Dude, I can't believe. Jeez. You've got the whole squad laughing.
Alright, let's bring the actual screen in.
I gotta say, I really like the space background.
Yeah, that took a while.
Did it really?
Yeah, I couldn't find a GIF of twinkling stars because I really wanted that, and I had to search.
I mean, the REM adds to the authenticity of the background, because it's like when you're staring at space, you're like just imagining its wonders, and then oh yeah, REM's there too.
Almost didn't put her. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be too much.
It might be too much. I'm not sure.
I mean, we got 2 REMs on screen now.
We do have to. Damn, Dan, you. I just noticed that.
I wasn't about to change my photo, all right? And I'm like, I think this would be funny. So I put the Man Watches Anime up.
No, I think it's excellent. It was pretty good. I just love how like the chocolate cookies are next to me, and then you got the chocolate milk. Like I'm such a fat ass.
I had to fix your shoulder, because it was cut off of the picture, so I just like flipped it and then cut off the other shoulder and merged it. I think you can tell from where the hair is, just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I can see it. It's something to work on.
I don't know. This seems pretty good.
I think we got leveled volumes.
I don't see any complaining.
Okay. This music is groovy.
Indeed.
Just chatting English anime. Okay.
So, yeah.
Would you like to get started?
Yeah, should we explain what we have planned for this podcast?
Certainly. All right. So I was in charge of making the list of stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta turn the stream down. It's making me. It's messing with me. Oh, dude, look, 10 viewers, just like I said. Perfect. Okay. Anyways, so main topics discussion. All right. What the hell is an otaku?
Oh, we're
right?
starting with that.
Yes, I'm gonna jump around this list because I feel like we could start with some, and then just lead into the others. Feel me?
All right.
So like for instance, I feel like you've got stages of otaku. All right, you've got your otaku, you got your weeaboo, and then you got the shut-ins. All right.
Okay.
So we're just gonna start with the otaku side. Okay. Otakus are a cancer upon society.
Do you have like a definition for this?
I can look it up on Urban Dictionary. I'm sure
I'm sure you can just look it up on Google and they'll give you an answer.
Bro, no, Urban Dictionary has the definition we're looking for. The term otaku seems to have been introduced to anime fans in the US and other countries via Studio Gainax's Otaku no Video 1985, a self-parody film. Otaku means probably venerable house. Hold up, I'm gonna skip ahead. This is.
It's a long
I think I'm in the wrong one. It might be. Movie star could quite possibly know all the films he's been in, their birth dates, time of birth, shoe size, favorite toothpaste. Okay, so according to Urban Dictionary, it's like someone that just knows every detail about a person up to their like birth date, time of birth, all that stuff.
So,
But
I could be an otaku for an actual person.
maybe. Do you know the birth dates of your favorite like anime character?
I only know Rems off the top of my head.
Okay, so you might qualify as an otaku then.
Well, that's just because I looked it up one day and it just passed.
So do you know what it is like on hand? Like you're like, this is it.
Yeah, I'd have to think about it for a couple seconds, but it's February 2nd.
Okay. All right. So do you know Rem's favorite food then?
No, I don't know any of that stuff.
Her shoe sized.
That's weird.
That is kind of weird. Okay. So maybe you might be like half an otaku then. Maybe not like fully.
Half. I just know her birthday.
Listen. I think maybe like compare me versus you real quick. All right. I think you fall under a little more than I do.
Just because I know her birthday?
Yes.
Okay.
Now let me explain my definition of otaku. Okay. Otaku is someone that just dedicates their whole day to watching like a whole anime series. All right. We're talking like one season, just boom.
Oh.
Just gone in a day.
Well, then I am probably an otaku.
Yes, I think that's like your most casual form of Well, I feel like you got your 9 to 5 guys that are like, yeah, watch it, on the down low. And then you got your people that like religiously watch it, or like weekends just devastated to anime, completely gone.
Well, that's kind of me. I have a second monitor, and so I just put it on the second monitor while I'm doing other things. So I just
So
find
you're like a
anime.
passive otaku then. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not like you're just fully just watching the anime. You're also like doing stuff on the side.
Yeah, I like play video games, do my schoolwork.
I think that's perfectly fair. That's something I would consider doing, actually. Okay, and this leads us into full-on weeabooism. Okay,
All right.
I there's a 40k version of an otaku. All right, Dan, let me explain to you Warhammer 40k in like a minute. All right, Warhammer 40k. It's this universe in the far future of Millennium where mankind is basically having a last stand against all these aliens and like these traitor humans and all these other people, and it's just messed up, and it's just crazy. Yeah, you wouldn't want to live there. It sucks. All right, so he's saying it's a 40k version. Um, I would say yes, because there's this YouTube people called the mini wargaming. I swear, all they do is play 40k in their basement. Like, I'm, that's like their entire life is just dedicated to like painting models and playing 40k on the tabletop. That's about it.
I mean, they make money off of it, don't they?
Uh, yes, but they're also spending like ridiculous amounts of money into these models.
Yeah, modeling is pretty expensive. That's why I don't have any.
Well, you have to like, dude, the glue itself for these models is like $15. Like,
Dang.
I guess it's like a special like plastic molder or something like that. Like you
I
just
would
bind
just
some
use
plastic.
like super glue. Wouldn't that work better?
It might.
It might.
It might. I don't know. I don't know. Every time I see them, painting the models, they're like, what? They're always using like the name brand stuff. Like they're using the official like wargaming painting, all that other stuff, and like the paints themselves are like they're like maybe like 2 inches like in height, and then like maybe a quarter of an inch in diameter. Okay, so that you're in like a really small product for like $10 for like one solid paint. It might be more like $5, but that's stupid because if you know anything about painting is you have to do layers of painting, right?
Yeah.
But you don't just put like a base coat of like yellow. You got to put like yellow with like a brighter yellow with like a darker orange to give it like a nice shine. And in the end, you're spending like $50 on the painting alone.
I have to say that they're probably sponsored.
Oh, absolutely. You're not using the whole bottle, but like you could easily just go somewhere and buy cheaper paint.
Cheap paint sucks though.
Does it though?
It really does. You ever
If
get
you're
like
just buying acrylic paint, like acrylic paint is acrylic paint. You know what I mean?
it? Okay, it depends. The cheaper ones, yeah, they're way too runny. Have you ever like tried finger painting, Josh?
No, I haven't finger painted.
Finger paint sucks.
Isn't that just water paint? That's not acrylic.
No. No, you don't finger paint with water.
What do you finger paint with then?
I don't know what the paint's called.
I'm pretty sure it's called water paint.
I don't think it's water paint.
This requires a Google search.
I don't think it's acrylic though. It's-
It's called tempera paint.
I don't know what that is.
I no idea. It's Crayola washable finger paints.
Crayola. It makes some good crayons.
My favorite.
Dude, do you remember that time in Crayola where they made the crayon maker, where you melt all your used crayons into these abominations of colors?
I know.
Oh, well, that was the thing. We have one, but we never used it because it doesn't come with the light bulb needed to heat up the machine, and we just never bought the light bulb. So it's been in the box unopened for about maybe 10 or so years, next to a big box of crayons that we will never use again. That's Crayola.
Okay then. I would prefer cray art myself.
Crazy art.
And it's just cray art.
Cray art.
Cray art.
What's
It's
cray
like
art?
it's like the off-brand Crayola.
Isn't that crazy art?
No, it's just cray art. It's not crazy art, just cray art. Because like they're obviously ripping off like crayon, but with just cray in front. Just cray art. Anyways, I think we got off topic a little bit. Okay. Back to weeaboos. Alright. So I don't think we qualify as weeaboos in like the official terminology of weeaboos.
Yeah?
I don't. Reason being, all right, I'm gonna pull up an Urban Dictionary real quick for weeaboo. Okay, I'll even go ahead and post it in the chat so like you can read it yourself.
I don't think
But-
links go in the chat.
Oh no! See, I have this ability. It's called copy and paste, where I just go like this.
I don't think
Boom.
every. I don't think
Boom.
Oh.
Boom.
my.
See that?
Okay.
I bet you weren't expecting that.
I wasn't.
So, Urban Dictionary. A negative term directed to anyone overly obsessed with Japanese culture to the point where they become annoying, used frequently on the image boards of 4chan. Most weeaboos are uneducated about their obsession of choice and are often noobs who are overly zealous trying to impress others with their otaku knowledge. Okay. Another trait of weeaboo is their desire to be Japanese. While the two terms are often fused together, weeaboos are very different from anime fans or enthusiasts. A fan may be just as enthusiastic and knowledgeable about Japanese culture, mainly anime, but they neither boast about their knowledge nor call themselves otaku because of its negative connotations. All right. So,
Yeah, I see how we're a little different.
yes, we're definitely different because I don't think... While we do watch copious amounts of anime, I don't think that we want to be Japanese and like move over to Japan.
No, I don't want to be. I don't want to be Japanese. It'd be cool to like stay at Japan for a little bit as like for the culture
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff.
Well,
but-
yeah, like maybe if you're doing like an abroad study, you're studying abroad, like that would be something that would probably be worth doing. But like, I don't think, you're wanting to be Japanese.
Yeah, no.
Another thing is claiming to be otakus and like hitting people up being like, I bet you don't know this amazing fact about my anime knowledge. I don't hold that over people. I might judge you a little bit if you watch certain animes. Okay, there's one of my coworkers actually. It's this anime about this guy who is apparently like the son of this like mob boss, and then this girl.
Oh, I know
who's
this.
Also,
I know this. It's one of my favorite animes, actually.
I hate it. I hate it. Like
I
I
think it's-
absolutely despise it.
I think it's called Nisekoi or something.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yes,
tried
that's-
rewatching it recently, but I couldn't do it. It's only a one-time watch thing. It's.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't find it too bad.
Really.
I'm not gonna fawn over it. I just like it.
What about it do you like?
Well, it's just a normal like kind of slice of life with the goofy shenanigans,
See, I hated it. I absolutely despise it.
Well, do you like slice of life anime?
To some degree, yes. They
I
can be fun to watch. But
there's so many of them, and I've watched a ton. Those are the ones I put on the side, and
Okay.
Nisekoi was the one that stuck out, and I actually like watched it compared to the other ones. It just stuck out to me as one of the better ones.
I don't know. My thing was he was saying like, "Oh my god, you got to watch this anime. It's so funny. It's hilarious."
Oh
And I'm
no,
like,
I won't
it's not
recommend it.
funny. It is
It's
not
not
that
funny.
funny.
It's not funny. I
If you find that humor funny, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing with your
there
life.
wasn't. I don't remember there being much humor in it. It just seemed like
Well, they think it's funny when it's just like, haha, you said something I don't like, so I punched you in the stomach. Like that's hilarious. Like, good job.
pain to other people is not funny unless it's like IRL. Like, oh, that guy just fell off. Like, he just fell on the stairs. That was funny.
I don't think that's funny. I'm like, oh, that poor bastard, you know? I don't think I like, oh, you fell. Like, I don't know anybody that does that. I think that might just be you.
Oh, it's not like I laugh out loud to it.
Really?
There's only one. There's only one. I think one video where I really laughed, and it was a dog that just decided to jump down a flight of stairs, and only made it halfway.
That's horrible. Why would you laugh?
The dog was fine, but the dog walked down the stairs, ran back up the stairs, like ran down the hallway, turned around, and just full booked it. I I thought it was.
How do you know the dog was fine?
I guess it got up.
Okay. Have you ever like been like so jacked up on adrenaline you don't feel any pain?
No,
No?
maybe running.
Okay. So yeah, just imagine running and like how you felt afterwards once your runner's high was gone. How you felt. You're like, "Oh my god, I feel like shit." Right? That was you. More than likely. I'm sure that's how that dog felt afterwards when it jumped down a flight of stairs.
Josh, I think you just have to watch the video.
I don't think it's that funny.
I think you're gonna have to
It's
watch
horrible.
the video.
I
I'll find the
think-
video for you.
I think you're just a demented human being. Like,
I'm not.
aha, I find humor in dogs jumping down flights of stairs.
Josh, I want you to realize that I don't like dogs.
Dude, you hate dogs.
I have a custom of fear to them.
Alright, I'm watching this video. Dude, oh my god. This is horrible.
I think it's one of the funniest videos.
That is not funny.
I think it's
That-
funny.
It's horrible. You're a sick human being, you know that?
Well, Josh, I don't really care.
Okay. All right. So I think back to Weeaboos real quick. All right. I love how we haven't. We're 23 minutes in. Haven't gotten through the first topic yet. We're working on it.
Well, sidetracking is the part of this.
Of course. So, Weeaboos.
The dog didn't know what he was doing.
Dog. No. He was confused.
Yeah, okay.
Dog was confused.
All right, continue.
All right. So, I think another thing is like Weeaboo's trying to like learn the language from the subtitles. I find that hilarious personally.
Oh, I don't try to. I just eventually learn words.
All right, what words do you know?
I don't know if I could just say them off. You, of course, you know idiot, baka, right?
I did not.
What? That is.
I don't.
That is like the word.
Maybe if you're watching those like retard animes, I don't.
All right. Every basic tsundere in anime use baka as to call the MC an idiot when she gets flustered or something. Like, you know, Noelle from Black Clover. I'm sure she's used baka multiple
I watched
times.
dub, so.
Well, yeah, so do I. I wasn't sure what you watched, but okay.
I primarily watch dub, but like if I'm forced to, I will watch sub. All right.
Yeah, I understand. I
It's
I watch dub way more than sub.
oh my god. And another thing, real quick. Another quick sidetrack. All right. The whole thing about people watching sub over dub is they're like, oh, the voice acting, it's just marginally better in the subtitle. I'm like, dude, not only can you not even understand what they're saying, you're also just listening to the subtitles. You're just reading subtitles.
Yeah, I don't like when people say, "Oh, sub is better." Like I'm all right. So Dragon Ball, I'm not gonna watch Dragon Ball in sub. I'm not gonna listen to Goku scream like a little girl. All right.
Hmm. Right.
That's most shonen. Like most of the male characters are women. Not like they're voice actors, not the main character.
Absolutely.
And it honestly just I don't wanna listen to it because it just doesn't sound right.
I I don't I just don't understand why you just go and watch an anime just to read subtitles. That
Yeah. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Most people will argue more than not that sub is better than dub, but I don't understand because I watched both because JoJo is my favorite anime. So I was like, okay, I'll just watch it in both to see what the big hype is, right? And
okay.
it was the sub. I can say the sub was a little better, but that's just because of the funny noises they make compared to the dub, right?
I thought the British accents in JoJo were like amazing. It's like JoJo, you've got to concentrate your hormone. Hurry!
Yeah.
I thought it was absolutely amazing.
How
Like
far, how far did you make it in JoJo?
I am on like episode 7 with like the Pillar Men.
Ah, yeah, you're in part two. That's that's the one part I think you would like. Um,
Really?
yeah,
I
I thought you would like it a little better.
I see. I like the first part. The first part with like English JoJo, it was freaking amazing because he's just this jack dude with just. I have to concentrate my hormone, otherwise I'll never win against Dio.
Dude, honestly, I skipped part 1 and 2. I was a part skipper and I skipped the part 3, Stardust Crusaders, because that was when they introduced what JoJo is today.
Oh,
And I didn't know that there were parts before part 3 until after I watched part 3 and I went back and watched them. But I was honestly like, oh, I shouldn't have skipped this because I just think it's all pretty good.
I
You should finish it. JoJo
I
is a whole
I
topic.
will get around to it eventually. My only pet peeve with it is like, it's funny, but I think it tries too hard to be funny. You get
No,
what I mean? I cannot take them seriously.
don't take
I
it
think
seriously.
maybe that's the point of it. Is like you don't take them seriously. They're just screaming out their attacks like some Dragon Ball anime or you
It
know.
is all right. So the story of JoJo is real. It's pretty serious, but these are just dudes. These are dudes going on an adventure, Josh. There's gonna be some wacky moments, like
Yeah.
something that happens in part 3 is this one woman can magnetize things, and she magnetizes two of the dudes together in a very weird position. And then they spend the entire episode trying to get unstuck in public while people are just watching these guys.
That is interesting.
Oh, that was an interesting
That's the
episode.
entire episode.
That was one enemy they had to face.
That is that's my problem. Is they're spending a whole episode trying to solve this one situation. That's
No,
like
but there's reasons for
that's
this. The whole JoJo is you have to pay attention to this. It is a
You have to pay attention to really appreciate the anime.
Is that what you're telling
no,
me?
you don't have to. I do, but that's just because it's my favorite and I spend more time looking at it.
Anyways, back to what I was saying real quick. Okay. So I think that if you listen to the actual Japanese, like the actual Japanese voice acting, it's very similar to dub voice acting in the sense that they're just like screaming just pure nonsense. Like I don't know. Like it's weird. It is weird. Like the biggest one I think is like Goku screaming Vegeta. Like that is not good voice acting. No, it's not.
So, yeah. I don't really listen to. Honestly, listening to the Japanese language with like the girls, sometimes it's just very cute.
It's cute.
It's cute, especially when the girls do it.
Interesting.
I
think you can get some like cool like deep voice Japanese dudes, and I'm like, okay,
because
this
there
guy's
are.
like,
I've seen them.
like, like it sounds cool.
You know, like the guy who says "Omae wa Moshinderu."
Yeah. So it sounds cool, but I think genuinely the most amount you run into is not very good.
The JoJo's voice actors, they're all deep voiced men. Besides, like the younger ones, you know.
Besides JoJo.
But you gotta watch it. The JoJo of Part 3 and
No, I'm just saying like anime besides JoJo.
oh, okay. I'm like
I'm just saying like the majority of subs that I've watched are all annoying voice actors, or they have like at least one character that's like, oh, I just hate their voice.
Yes, and it's usually
And the same way goes for dub too. Like you run into like bad dub voice actors too, and you're just like, oh, I hate their voice.
yeah, and it's mostly in shonen, I think though. That's just because they're screaming all the time.
Right. I think you get it in anything though.
What do you think about like when like in sub when they say phrases in English?
Oh, like if they're like chanting something, that's like the only thing I can think of. If they're like chanting something for like an incantation or something, they're like saying it in English, and I'm like, huh, that's weird.
Recently, I noticed in some anime, newer anime, they have them say bye bye in English, and honestly, I don't mind it.
I know that Japan's starting to assimilate like English words into their dialects. I know that much.
Yeah, I think they think it's cool. You know, like how we think Japanese cool. Like we say, I don't know. I don't say phrases, but some people will say phrases because most people understand what they said. Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah, like adios when we say in Spanish.
Yeah. That's a good point. Oof.
Everyone's gonna come together, and we're all gonna speak the same language eventually.
I agree. Actually, I think that is gonna be the outcome of humanity.
Oh no, it's gonna be another Tower of Babel thing.
What?
We're gonna start. You don't know the Tower of Babel?
No.
All right. So in the Bible, they wanted to reach the heavens, and they started building this giant tower.
Okay.
God did not want them to do that, so he broke the tower and then separated people, and then changed how they spoke, so they couldn't understand each other and cooperate to build the tower again.
All right. Here's my question. Was God just concerned about them like going into space and like losing lack of oxygen?
I don't know. I have to read the story again.
Because like obviously they can't build a tower to heaven because like you're gonna go into space. Like,
well, yes, but they didn't know that.
was it just like the thought of it that he didn't like, or was it like, oh man, I got to protect these guys from hurting themselves?
I think it was. I think it was a mixture of both, because I don't know. I haven't read the story in years. I just remember the Tower of Babel.
Okay. At any rate, yes, I do think eventually humans will start to speak the same language, especially since like even in like most like developed foreign countries, they start like teaching their students English like second grade, like
Yeah,
super early on,
you
because
noticed
English
in anime.
is a language of business.
Yeah.
Right? You conduct your business in English. That's just the thing they do.
In a lot of anime where some kids are in middle school, it's usually in the setting they are in an English class. A lot of the settings.
That's true. Yes, they very common. Um, at any rate, so I think moving from weeaboos to shut-ins. All right, I think a shut-in is you've heard what a shut-in is before, right?
Well, yeah.
So a shut-in to me is just someone that like locks themselves away from society, and their just whole life is just consumed by anime to the point where they're like, I don't want to go hang out with friends anymore because my waifu and Takajami 3's on next. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I can say I know any.
I was watching this short little YouTube documentary, and it's about this shut-in who he wasn't really like an anime watcher. It was just that he was fed up with like society always just treating him like trash. Because when he went to high school, he was originally going to be a businessman, and he like went to college for business, and he ended up just working like a stupid like 9 to 5 job. But you know how it is in Japan. It's not really 9 to 5. It's like 6 a.m. to like 12 the next day, right?
Yeah.
Those dudes work themselves to death. I mean, kudos for that work ethic, but that is, I don't think it's healthy. And I think he saw that too. And he went on to just completely lock himself out from society and just started developing like mobile games. But like for the longest time, all he did was like draw hentai. Like,
Oh, that's a business, Josh.
it is a business, especially in Japan.
Just like furries.
Oh God.
Make a lot of money from doing that.
What do you think of furries? But what do
Doesn't
you
even
think of
have to be
furries?
good. Huh?
What do you think of furries?
What do I think of them?
What do you think of them?
It's despicable.
Despicable. I agree.
It's
think-
very uncomfortable.
Oh, definitely. I was watching this anime. I told you about it. It's this boxing or like this pro wrestler anime, and
Yeah.
like the dude is obsessed with animals, and like the more animal a person looking is, the more he wants to pet it, and like all like the female
What?
furries in it take it in a super sexual way, but all he wants to do is pet their fur. Okay,
Bro. What? You wanted me to watch this?
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like, it's really funny, and it's just this pro wrestler dude in like a medieval setting. It's amazing. Like, have you seen the intro for it?
No.
It's really good. It's definitely one of my top 5 intros. Definitely.
We got to talk about that at some point.
Yes, of course. Ooh, I like this song.
Do you think for that topic should I put the videos on live stream, or do you think we'll get taken down?
You probably have to cut it out.
Might.
Might have to do that. So, back to shut-ins real quick. So, you have your stages: otaku, weeaboo, and then just shut-in. All right. I want to get a little bit into about like negative effects of shut-ins. Okay.
All right.
I think humans, we thrive on a societal like gathering, right? We work together
Yeah, we're a sociable,
in big groups. Yeah,
sociable race.
it's just how we've evolved and developed our technology to what it is today. And I think this is like it's starting to become more of an issue. I wouldn't say it's like taking over, but I definitely think it's starting to become an issue. Like, you hear more and more about people just like developing relationships with AIs. That's a big thing. I saw
Yeah.
this dude had like a dating sim on his Nintendo DS, that he still like has feelings for to this day. And I'm like, man, you gotta upgrade that from a DS though.
See, that's like people and their waifus. That's the reason they rewatch the same thing over and over again to get the reaction they had the first time when they saw this character.
You can't get that same reaction though, because it's like it's not genuine. You feel it the first time.
You're not
and then
even
the second
interacting
time,
with them.
you're just trying to like recreate a feeling you felt. Like it's like nostalgia, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But no, you don't even interact with them. And I think this is something to be addressed because AI is only going to get smarter and smarter. Like I found this AI app. Don't remember what it's called. But like you can have like full on conversations with it. Think Cleverbot, but it's not just taking in humans' data and then just repeating with human responses.
I do know what
Do
you're
you?
talking about.
You,
Yeah.
you do?
I've never messed with it myself, but I read a story online.
Dude, there's people that have full on relationships with these things. Full on. They'll ask you how your day goes. They'll give you advice. Like it is like really good. And like if you don't know what kind of questions to ask, because you can jumble up these AIs by asking certain questions at different times, and the algorithm gets confused a little bit because it's not used to that, so you can figure it out pretty quick. But like it's only going to get smarter, and it's just going to get to the point where it's like, am I speaking to a human now, or is this an AI? It's oof.
Oh yeah, but this isn't like a new development because we have bots for like texting and stuff on like Instagram or something, just like a random person that programmed to respond when someone says a certain keyword or something.
Right, right. But like the amount of responses it can generate based on the message and like what this person like in the app, you could like set the AI to know you personally, so it'll start asking you questions about your life, who your family are, like all this other list of just questions, and it takes in that data and like it just learns about you. Like the entire time it's just learning about you, your responses, things you like, things you don't like. And it's really smart.
Yeah,
And
it's
like I think it's only gonna get worse. Like
yeah.
you think the guy on the Nintendo DS is bad? Ooh,
It's
Nope.
it's just filling the empty void in our hearts, Josh.
yes, but you gotta go out and get some sun. I think that's
Well, that's
very
hard
important.
now.
That it does prove to be a little difficult.
I
with the
think this is
Corona.
all a government ploy to make us all lose our minds.
Maybe we're just test subjects. We're government test subjects.
They made the AI.
They're trying to like develop new AI to like, make us docile.
You know, like the synths in Fallout?
Yes.
Yeah, they're making those.
Become a curse, a cancer on the Commonwealth.
Let's make a Liberty Prime. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I don't.
Why not? Just
I
throw
I
mini
don't
nukes.
think something like that would ever be feasible in warfighting. Just because, like, does it look cool? Yes, but like, we have missiles that can lock on to something like 20 miles away. Like, you don't even need to see this thing.
Oh yeah,
It
it'd
just
get
locks
destroyed
on.
in an instant.
Like, it would just not. It wouldn't be a fight.
But in the terms of Fallout, it was a good invention because no one has that.
The 20. That's true because there's no computers. So they couldn't do long range missile strikes, could they? Actually, they had nuclear bombs. Of course, they had long range missile strikes. So they had some form of computers. I just don't think it was like
all
super
right.
duper computers.
So thinking about it, Liberty Prime was introduced. I don't know in which Fallout, but between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, he was destroyed and sent to the Fallout 4 location. So something took him out.
So I watched a like a Fallout lore video, and it's like the lore of like if the CPU was never invented, but they still have like simple computers. There obviously is nowhere near what we have today, but I I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Something to think about. Anyways, I wanna move on to our next topic.
All right.
All right, this is lolicons.
Okay.
The blight. I think it's a blight. What do
Yeah.
you think? What do you think? What's your opinion on the lolicons?
The people who like little girls, or they like older women that look like little girls.
See, that's where you try to draw the line. Like, I'm totally uncomfortable with it. Like, even if they're like 50 years old, but they look like a little girl, still completely uncomfortable with it. I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
just a ploy that like they use to like get out of like legal issues. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's supposed to appease the fetishes, all right, but make it
Ugh.
so it's okay.
No, I think it's just what they're doing to like get out of like legal issues. Like, oh yes, we have these young girls on this anime, but don't worry, they're 35.
Oh, don't
Like,
worry, she's a mom.
don't worry, she's a mom.
No, there's this
Like,
one
what?
anime that it shows a picture of the husband who is a pretty tall man, and then the mom is just this short lolly, and
Oh God.
then they have a child, but the child is the same height as her, and he's like maybe 8.
Oh my God.
I have not watched it. I've only seen the
That-
picture.
That makes me so uncomfortable.
And lollies are only girls, right?
Yes.
Yeah, is it Shotacons that are the boys?
I don't know. That's a good question. Shotacons?
I think
Isn't that like a Shota, like a gay dude?
no.
No.
I don't really know. I think shotos are more commonly used in hentai. I think that's
Okay.
I think that's why we don't know.
Also, quick question: Redo of a Healer. Is it an anime or a hentai?
It is considered an anime, but with all the scenes in it, depends if you're watching the uncensored or censored version. If you're watching the censored version, you can consider it anime, but it's pretty sick. And if you watch the uncensored version, that's got to be hentai.
Yes. So I watched the first 2 episodes. It is 100% hentai.
Did you watch
The
censored?
whole story revolves around like rape. The whole thing.
It is revenge. It is
It's
just
a revenge fantasy rape.
It
It's
is.
literally hentai.
So the one of last year, I talked to you about it before. The one where it's like where they go around and they have sex with multiple races, and then they get paid for it because they write reviews on it.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and that one was canceled. But Redo of Healer has not been yet.
Is it because they have a censored version? Is that why it hasn't been canceled yet?
No, the other one had a censored and uncensored version as well.
Also, that princess in Redo of a Healer, is she a lolly?
I watched a scene from it, Josh. I haven't watched it, but she looked like she was just a normal princess.
Okay. She definitely looked on the shorter end, but I don't know if I'd consider her a lolly.
If the
per
person's
se.
short, I won't call him a lolly.
But it's kind of hard to discern that. Like you can kind of get it like based on like their voice. But like just with how like the animation is and the drawing for it. Like it's
But
hard to discern
You see short
short
people in
person.
real life.
Yes, but like with anime, the art.
I think
Discerning the art from young girl to short girl can be very difficult.
when they make the figure of them really skinny, I think is when you can identify them as a lolly.
Okay. Ugh. So I think we are in agreement. Lollies blight on society.
They-
It's just the
they shouldn't-
government cover up.
It kind of
that-
it kind of ruins experiences.
I
So-
agree.
Sometimes they're actually a good character and they don't make it a big deal. Like, oh, this is just a
It's just a young
just a
girl.
it's a
Like
young
it doesn't
girl.
have to be anything like sexual. Like it's just a young girl. Like stop beating your dick. Just stop. Just
All
be
right.
normal for once.
So, a time where I saw a good one was in the anime A Certain Magical Index, where there is a teacher that is quite short, and they just make it a joke. They just joke about it the entire time. There's no
Okay.
like anything about it. They just know she's short, and they make a joke because she's short. She like smokes, she drinks, she has a house. It's, it's. I think it's a little funny, but yeah, they most of the times they don't make good characters whenever they make them.
Yes. Leading on to the next question. All right. So harem anime.
Some are good, and some are just god awful.
I think generally I dislike them.
I I like a few. There's one, the quintessential quintuplets. That's one of the newest ones, and I enjoy watching it.
I I can't say I really care for them. I think it's just they're just trying to like over sexualize content.
That
You
is,
know what I mean?
well, that is the genre.
Yes, but I feel like you can still get a good story out of it.
Well, yes, and
I just
that's why I like the one I just said. It's an okay story.
because like I don't know, Shield Hero. That's like
That is
top tier
that is
anime,
a harem anime
but it is definitely developing into a harem anime.
because all his
And I
teammates
can't
are
help
girls.
but feel that like I am being betrayed. My soul is being betrayed by the creator of Shield Hero. It's like once again, good content becoming overly sexualized.
Yeah,
I think a little bit here and there is okay, but like too much. Like okay, first off, what's her name? Philo.
oh,
Philo
that's just
and Motoyasu. I don't know what's going on there, but that is weird.
that
That is
is that is an example of a lolly.
Ooh, that is a lolly being hit on by a 23-year-old man.
Yeah, you have to remember that they're actually not teenagers. It's weird.
Philo is like what? Like a couple months old in the anime? Like at
Yeah,
most?
because she just grew real fast.
She's still 100% a lolly.
I mean, same with Raptalia. What is she?
Yes.
What is she
She's
like?
like
10?
7. She's like 7, right? Oh no, she might be 10.
Dude, that shouldn't. I get it. She's not a human race, and she's like a raccoon. But what?
I think we have to take in physical age and mental age.
That's what
I
she
think
says. She's like, oh, I am like physically like what does she say, like 18, but I have the mental age of a 10-year-old.
yeah, that is horrifying to me.
That's just because she leveled up.
Just because she leveled up. What are your thoughts on Shield Hero, just in general?
I think it's a good anime to watch one time through. I tried rewatching it once, and it wasn't the best experience.
So for me, it was like I watched it the first time through. I'm like, okay, this is a pretty solid anime. Second time through, still kind of holds up. Third time, the beginning is great. Like the first 5-10 episodes are amazing, but then you get into the next like 20, and it doesn't hold up to the beginning.
Oh yeah, no, it really dies down in like good content. Like
And
I
I
watched.
think
Hold on, I watched it with my dad. All right, that's like the second time I watched it. We watched it in the living room, and I'm like, yeah, this is really good. And then he said it quite perfectly. He says, oh, the season should have ended like maybe 6 times by now.
okay,
Like it just feels like it's like ending the entire time, and it
It-
just like
it just continues.
randomly picks back up.
Okay. Well, for me, my personal thoughts about Shield Hero. Okay, it starts out just amazing. Love the start, and I love how it has like this dark sort of undertone to it of like everyone's betrayed me. I can't trust anyone. I'm now a dickhead because of this experience. And like, I think anybody in his shoes would do the same. But uh, moving a little bit more onto the story, he like starts to come out of that like dickhead sort of approach to things,
Yeah.
It's not a good song.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
Gosh, this completely broke my train of thought. Anyways, so later on in the series, I just think that it just doesn't hold up because it loses that dark undertone to it.
Yeah.
It just becomes, hey guys, I'm now the strongest hero. Like
Not so much. They're just like, oh, what the frick? Why is this guy so good? And then the curse shield kind of just like lost its.
it lost its coolness because I think the second someone gains control of a cursed power, it loses all interest. For instance, Bleach, right? Bleach, first 3 4 seasons, love it. Anything after that, I hate it, just because like he gains control of this cursed power that made him so overpowered.
Yeah, and that's a problem of shonen anime because shonen anime there's always a power level, and when they get to the point where the power level is too strong, they have to make the MC get control of his powers so he can defeat the bad guy. But then you lose like a key point to their character.
Lose like cool character development stuff. It's completely. And I feel like we could bring this over to our next topic, like the cycle of overpower. Now, what I mean by that is you introduce your protagonist, and your protagonist, they could start out as a piece of shit, basically. But eventually they work up to a level where, oh, hey, I can take on these bad guys now, right? And then they take out the bad guy, and then they immediately like, all right, let's introduce our next villain. They take out that bad guy, and like, okay, now we need to make someone even more overpowered. And
Like Dragon
it
Ball.
creates that cycle. Yes, the Dragon Ball, Bleach, it all just goes through the same tiers. Whereas I think in say like Full Metal Alchemist, still a shonen anime with some like horror aspects to it, it keeps the same villain throughout the entire series. You start to get like new reveals and stuff, and like they beat like better henchmen, but it keeps the same villain throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
And I think one reason why Dragon Ball, Bleach, Black Clover, all of them, they start to lose that little sparkles because they switch over to the next like villain. It's like I think a villain like okay, My Hero Academia, another like excellent one, like All for One, still pulling the strings completely.
Yeah.
Even after he's been arrested, he's still pulling the strings, and he's still like the main villain technically.
Yeah, and they showed how strong he was defeating the strongest hero, showing that oh well they have to improve.
Yes.
I-
So I think it doesn't have to be a cycle of just I need to train to get stronger. Like this is the only way. While it can be cool to see characters go through development and get stronger, it doesn't have to be with the next villain. You know?
Yeah. A good example. It's not a shonen, but ReZero, the Subaru.
Yes.
He has literally no power.
No power. Fucking sucks.
Yeah,
But
he gets to die and reset to a certain point, and then he has to think about what should do.
I feel like he's like one of the worst people to have this ability.
Oh, yeah, he's
Turned by death.
he's a piece of crap.
He sucks. Because like I could think about like 1,000 better ways to go about something, just completely. And then this dude's like, "Hold up, let me do this," and he just dies. And you're like, "Yeah, I saw that one coming."
Well, he wants no one to die, which is admirable. I mean, it makes sense. But
admirable.
he has to become friends, like in the matter of like hours of people, so they don't kill him.
Yeah.
Like with like Rem, he tried his best to make good friends with her, but just didn't work. And until something bad happened, and then they had to have a memorable moment, so she didn't kill him in the end.
Oh. Yeah. Very interesting.
Did you check the chat?
Ah, yes.
killing off the main characters. That was supposed to be. They were supposed to kill Goku a long time ago.
Yes, and I think it would have went a whole lot better had they just
Gohan
off
should have been
Goku.
the next
He
like
should have been the
main
next
character.
Goku. He was actually cool. His whole thing wasn't just I need to train harder to get stronger. He was like, yes, I don't care for fighting, but I need to protect people.
I gotta fight for my friends. I have to save the Earth, and he's not an idiot.
That's probably one of the coolest parts about him. Is he's not an idiot. Because like Vegeta, he's kind of an idiot, but he's like my idiot. You know?
They know their smarts in fighting, and that is
Yeah.
basically it. That is shonen character. All right, I'm just gonna beat this guy to a bloody pulp. I don't know. They
So-
should have killed him off. That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
Kill
Maybe
Goku.
keep one. Like maybe keep Piccolo because he's a good mentor. And
I think they could have done fine killing Goku off, and then just having Vegeta and Gohan be the main big tanks
yeah,
of the fighters, or even just like introducing, or they didn't even need to introduce new characters. They just need to continue with the ones they already created. Gohan or Gotenks, Goten.
dude, they
Trunks.
probably dropped Goten.
They could do more
Trunks.
Dude, they didn't. They weren't even in the tournament of
No.
power.
Like
Two of the strongest fighters in that galaxy, not there.
Just
They
because
took
they're
two
kids.
humans over two like Saiyans that can go Super Saiyan. That makes no sense to me. This is a tournament where it's like the survival of the universe, and they're like, oh, we can't bring them. They're kids. They're gonna
Why-
die anyways if they lose. So like,
why didn't they fuse?
as much as I hate to say it, I would have easily dropped Tien and Master Roshi to get Trunks.
Well, Master Roshi was actually pretty sick in the manga. He was.
In the manga, he dodged some of Jiren's attacks.
They
but
thought
like,
they thought he had they thought he had Ultra Instinct. Whis
don't think he
was
that-
actually concerned.
I don't think he was that much of a difference. Though. He was cool, yes, but like, I would still take Trunks over Master Roshi every single day. He has his more power output. He's able to keep up with the high tier people. Whereas Roshi, I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense him being able to dodge Jiren's attacks, considering like someone like Hit who can literally stop time got hit by Jiren's attacks. Like,
Well, you can't just constantly the way. I mean, he's pretty overpowered with stop time, and he did a lot with it. But you can't just keep using an ability over and over again without getting tired.
yeah.
And that was his issue. But did Tien actually do anything?
No, he didn't.
He took out He took out that one sniper, didn't he?
That was about it. He was like one of the first to get eliminated.
Krillin
Like-
was.
Krillin, him and Krillin. Like, I would take Krillin over Tien, and yeah, I think I'd still take Krillin over Tien, just because he did all that training and like
Krillin
held
was
his own against
awesome.
the Super Saiyan Blue Kamehameha. Like, that's impressive.
The Krillin and 18 combo that they were giving was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I wish Krillin didn't get knocked out so like easily.
Yes.
It's just because he wasn't paying attention, and that just actually made me upset. I'm like, I wanted to see Krillin kick some butt. Krillin's a cool character.
Who's your favorite like Dragon Ball character?
I think it's Krillin or Gohan.
So why Krillin?
I don't know. Just the fact that he is the strongest human. He's been trying to keep up with all these big baddies, you know, and he's not doing an awful job. Like, is he? He's not stronger than Master Roshi, is he?
He is.
He is. All right.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, strongest human. Like that's pretty cool. Now Gohan, you got to see him grow a little more than he did because they had the time
Mhm.
skip between Dragon Ball and then to Dragon Ball Z. So you didn't really see progression there. But with Gohan, you watched him as a child all the way to an adult. And the Buu saga, watching his like high school life, that's probably my favorite part of Dragon Ball Z.
I agree. Yes, I thought the whole school shit that they did was really fun to watch because it
That-
still had some shonen elements, but it was still like, okay, yeah, like this is a normal dude trying to live a normal life. I like that.
Yeah, the end of the Cell saga into the Majin Buu saga is what I remember as a kid. Is that little phrase, the little phase of the show.
So like my intro to Dragon Ball was Team Four Star.
Yeah, mine was
Start with
Nickelodeon
Team Four Star.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, you were like an Origins Dragon Ball person. Me, I was always that guy who was like, Superman would destroy Goku.
No.
Dragon Ball is bad anime, and then I went and watched the Team Four Star. I'm like, okay, like this is pretty funny.
Sometimes I rewatch it because
Pretty cool story too.
because it was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny, and then you go and watch the real shit, and you're like, okay, so it adds more into the story now.
Yeah,
And
Team
then
4 Star just
eventually-
kind of made jokes from the anime. So there's a lot of jokes when you watch it you don't understand, but when you watch the actual show, you're like, oh, that makes
You're like,
sense.
oh, okay. I'm not a goddamn Yoshi.
Yeah.
Yes. So moving on to like Super later on, my Dragon Ball Z like Majin Buu series, like I didn't even watch the Majin Buu saga, and I just went straight to Super. I could like fill in the blanks of what happened in between, but like I was still a little bit confused with stuff like Super Saiyan 3. Like, yeah, I had a good idea based off like YouTube videos and stuff. Like I'm just like Super, that's available. I can watch it. I don't really feel like watching the Majin Buu saga. Just watching Super.
Busan was really good though.
It's okay.
Dude, Fusion. The Fusion hype is pretty cool.
The fusions were cool, but I wouldn't. You get the same thing in Super. There's some fusions in Super. You see Vegito again in the Black Arc. By the way, the Black Arc is the best arc in Super, hands down.
Honestly, the show didn't really do much justice for how much work they put in the movies.
Yes, 100%. The Frieza returning was cool, and I really liked it. But it was just that gap between Frieza returning and the Black Arc, where the anime hit like rock bottom. They're literally just like running around like the universe, basically, just like dominating all their opponents, and just a shit ton of filler episodes until you hit the Black Arc, and you're like, oh my god, is that Future Trunks again? Oh my god!
They brought back a character.
Holy shit! That is crazy. But then, like, it even brings in a little bit like an emotional aspect because he's like trying to save Mai, and then Mai just like dies. Doesn't die, but like we assume she's dead. So it's kind of cool, like emotional drawn as well.
It's also weird that Mai is probably like 60 years old by now.
Really?
Yeah, they're from the original Dragon Ball, and they kind of.
She's a little girl in Super.
But here's the thing, I don't remember. I think they made a wish on the Dragon Balls and they made them kids again. So Mai isn't actually a kid, and
Oh,
so it's the weird Trunks and Mai situation because Trunks likes her.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was kind of weird.
it's cool. I fuck with it.
Okay, I think it's all right. I don't really mind.
And then, okay. So, I get, a Saiyan and a human half breed. So, like, the human half breed of like the Saiyan. Like, I get them being more powerful than a Saiyan and they get more progress gain. But when it's, say, like a quarter breed, I think they would lose out on that power gain.
Yeah, I think it
Would-
should be a little bit smaller.
So, for instance, Pan, you know Pan, right? Gohan,
Yes, the
Vidal's child.
little girl.
Now, granted, Vidal's got some good genetics. Her dad is Hercule, and Hercule, like, that dude's a beast when you think about it.
Oh yeah, he's really a strong guy. Like people make him a joke, but he won the tournament legitimately.
Yes, he's a strong dude. So like, and then Vidal's like just as strong, pretty much, if not stronger.
She's stronger.
I mean, and then Super just kind of kills Vidal completely.
Yeah, it makes her.
Uh,
Honestly, it really made me upset because Vidal. Actually, I forgot to say it. Vidal actually is my favorite character.
really?
Yes, I have a pop figure of her on my shelf.
So, Pan legit like flies into space.
Yes,
she's a
yes,
big
I remember
bitch.
that. Yeah.
And I was just like, what? That's not even like, how is that possible? That makes no sense.
So, have you watched GT before?
I have not seen GT.
All right, I watched GT at one point, and Pan is a main character with Trunks and Goku, and Super and GT didn't give Pan any justice. In GT, she's a Saiyan, but she never. I don't think she ever learned how to go Super Saiyan. She didn't do much. She didn't seem strong. Like, she didn't seem like she had any power. So you're like saying, oh yeah, Quarter Saiyan shouldn't be very strong. I think they thought the same thing. But it just didn't make Pan a good character because they're fighting people and they just can't win. And in Super, she's just randomly overpowered even though she's a baby. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to see how they could spin that because, like, I guess humans. Why human and sane is like a good mix for like power gain, is because humans aren't like super prideful for one, and they're willing to try new things. Whereas Saiyans are like, oh no, I am a Saiyan. Like,
I'm strong.
Way.
I mean, it's a good thing that they share some genes they can reproduce, huh?
Yeah, something like that. All right, man. Well, that's all I have for this time, this round.
Yeah.
You got anything to add?
Let me think. I
What's
don't
your
really have
opinion
too
on
much.
Nutrigrain bars?
The Nutrigrain bars,
Yes,
I mean-
Nutrigrain bar.
like the soft, like
Like the
dough?
the mutants.
Fig Newtons.
They're like,
They're all right. They're all right for like a breakfast.
they are like the ultimate like power snack. Like if you're about to go on like a run or something, and you need something quick, but it's gonna be soft in your stomach, they are perfect. They give you just the amount of sugar to like jumpstart your workout. It's perfect.
Yeah, I usually pack them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all I have.
chocolate bars are actually good. I don't know,
Are-
like
really?
like a Snickers. If you get a Snickers, it gives you what you need.
Pre-workout?
Pre-race.
Oh my god.
I don't remember what actually kind of bar it was, but Johnson was explaining it once. Like, yeah, sometimes it could be good for you.
I heard that like my drill instructors at boot camp were always like, you're only as good as what you put in your body. So if you eat like shit, you're gonna perform like shit. So if you're eating cookies, junk food, like your performance is not gonna be up there. And I think there was a little bit of truth to that because like I could tell the difference between when I'd eat a cookie in the morning versus like just a piece of chicken.
So it just depends. You have to eat like a certain amount because sometimes you could overeat.
Cookies at boot camp, you got like one or two cookies, right? You didn't get a whole lot, and that was like all you got that day for your sugar intake. That was it. So
Yeah.
I know a guy who got in the morning when we would do hikes and stuff, we'd get these box chows, these breakfast box chows. And basically they had this like little like shitty breakfast sandwich, and sometimes he gets some milk, a fruit, and like some cereal. And like I know a guy who's missing like the breakfast sandwich, but he had like only the dessert. So he was missing the cereal and the breakfast sandwich, but he had a little like sweet roll thing. Like that fucking sucks. And he told the drill instructor, and the drill instructor looks at it and he's like, "Oh, that's unfortunate, but at least you got a sweet roll."
Yeah, sweet roll.
Like, damn.
I don't think I could. I don't know. It's,
Dan,
I actually don't eat breakfast.
I think I know a person who made it through boot camp, and if he can make it through boot camp, literally anybody could make it through boot camp.
Yeah, who's that?
His name's Koblenz. He's he was he's something else. So he's from our area, like sort of like Meadville kind of area.
All right.
And like at first, when I first saw him, like this dude's really smart. Like he's got college credits. He's like part time, like firefighter. This dude seems like a smart individual. Oh my god! The second we went to boot camp, he just lost like all of his IQ completely.
Oh.
Yes, he. Oh man, he was just stupid. He would do stupid things. He'd go like, we're supposed to ask permission before we go use the restroom, right? Like this is like a known thing. You ask permission. This dude literally like steps out of formation to go use the restroom. Like, dude, come on. That makes no sense.
What? Does he have like an ego or like
What
some?
anime would you recommend to a first-time watcher?
Well, so there's genres. You can look up genre music. I mean anime. Really depends what you want. You don't really want to start out something crazy, like something that's just really goofy and it flies over your head.
So my thing is like it's sort of like an acquired taste over time. So
I think like the shonen anime are good to watch because they're not complicated to understand. They usually have a lots of episodes for you to watch. Like Dragon Ball has like over 200.
how heavy are the dumbbells you lift is
Yeah.
like the perfect anime. I actually did want to talk about that a little bit because like
I think we
I
should
lived-
wait. I think we should wait till he's with us.
yeah, I love that show.
That probably shouldn't have been your first anime, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It was really good.
It is really good.
All right, which Primarch do I think will be the next to show up? This is going back to 40K, in case you were wondering.
I don't know much about that.
You wouldn't. It's also an acquired taste.
Yeah.
I think Lionel Johnson will be the next Primarch to show up, only because we actually know where the fuck he is. We don't know where everybody else is at, but we actually know where. Like we knew where Gilliman was at. We knew where he was. They just had to fucking wake his ass up. Like Lion, same fucking deal. Just gotta wake his ass up. I think he's gonna be the next Primarch if they do end up going that route. But there's a good chance that it's just gonna be Gilman like the next 15 years of 40K. I think that anyways. That's all I have. Oh, my first time recommendation. Shield Hero, actually, I think is a really good like first anime to watch.
Yeah, that one's chill.
It's not there's nothing too crazy, and the story pulls you in by episode one. It's like a big thing with like starting animes is like usually they take like 5 episodes before it starts to get a little bit interesting.
One Punch Man was pretty good.
One Punch Man, that's also a good like get into anime. Also, if you're like trying to get into like Dragon Ball Z or something like that, I really recommend just watching the Team 4 Star because that actually like pulls you into it. You're like, oh, this is kind of cool, and the story's like, whoa, this is still kind of cool.
And it's shorter than Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Completely like it's like each episode is like 5 minutes long.
But they're great.
They're amazing. Do I consider Yu-Gi-Oh a true anime or not?
Yes, it is an anime. It is a true anime.
I don't care for it.
Doesn't
But yeah, it falls under the definition of anime.
I think it is the definition of anime at that time. Like with Pokemon. It was something for kids to get into.
Cowboy Bebop would be another good one.
Cowboy Bebop, I'm halfway
Intro
through it.
into.
Tank is the best intro, probably in a lot of anime.
Yeah. Trigun is actually pretty good. It's an older one. It's like a 90s anime,
Try.
but it's pretty good.
I don't know if I know that one.
I don't, and I most animes that I watch are like post 2010. I like a lot of the newer stuff.
It's just the better animation. You can tell when you hit the older ones that it's this animation, just because.
Like the eyes look completely different. They're more like squares than they are like circles.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed.
I liked Digimon. Do you ever watch Digimon?
I've never seen Digimon.
They released a new movie recently, and there was the end. It was like the ending of Digimon, and it actually made me cry because they just kind of like ended a series of my childhood. Yeah, they pretty much you learn that you lose your Digimon as you grow up, and the main characters from the original show lost their characters.
So sad.
It was really sad.
They just become normal dudes. Like
yeah, like they're having this heartwarming like moment, then they like pan out of the screen to like look at the two guys' faces, and then it goes back into the wide shot and they're gone. It's just like dudes.
Okay.
It was just a sad ending.
It is a sad ending. I hate sad endings suck.
Yeah.
World's End. It's on. It's great anime. You should watch it.
I think that could be a topic. I'll watch it so we can talk about it.
Okay.
I know it's sad though.
Very sad. Oh yes, I do need to watch Arnold movies. Commando, Total Recall, Hercules. We're not watching Total Recall. I'll watch Commando and Hercules. I will not watch Total Recall. I cannot. It is so bad. It is so bad.
I never watched any of them.
For my profile picture, I was actually like I wanted to use an Arnold background for my face, but it just didn't match as well. Arnold has like this sort of like
he's got a built face.
He has this blocky face.
Yeah.
And that just does not fit with my face at all. Like Sylvester Stallone and my face are like somewhat alike. We have similar nose builds, so it makes sense with me being over Sylvester Stallone. And also, I don't think I've ever seen a Sylvester Stallone movie. Like real shit.
Never watched Rambo?
I have never seen Rambo.
I watched the third one when it was on TV once.
I haven't even seen like Apollo. Not once.
It's actually really surprising since it's surprising that we have never watched one of his movies.
Nope.
Just how popular he is and how everyone references off of those movies.
Right. Like, oh yeah, I know that one. I mean, I know it, but I haven't seen it.
Is Chuck Norris in movies?
Is Chuck Norris in movies?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I only know him big from like Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah, I just know him because he's Chuck Norris. I know nothing about the guy.
You know they're bringing Walker, Texas Ranger back.
I did not know that.
They're replacing Walker with like uh the one dude from Supernatural, Sam.
Oh,
I don't know his voice actor name, but I think he's a good fit. That dude's fit as fuck, for sure.
oh yeah.
I don't think the hairstyle really fits though with the whole Walker aesthetic. But I think it's cool because Walker Texas Ranger, it didn't really go into like the character's own like troubles, but it's looking like this show is, which is going to be interesting because I like it when they show the internal struggles of like man versus self. Man versus self is one of my favorite things in anime, by the way. Wholeheartedly favorite thing.
Yeah? You don't
Like when a character goes through development where they're like, I don't know if I should kill this guy or not. Like, he's not a bad person, but he's still not like, if I leave him to live, he might, end up killing some people.
Ooh, that is Gohan before he snaps. Dude, the snap is probably one of the best scenes in that show anyway.
Man versus self, it's just internal struggle that a character goes through. And it's basically when they're just fighting with themselves about like how to go about something. Essentially, in how many kill.
Yeah, she's gotta learn how to lift.
Yeah, that is a good point because she does go through some internal struggle of like, man, I eat all these bad foods, but I want to get swole. So it's
Come
like
on, yeah, she's gotta make compromises.
compromises.
What a good show.
So, when I first recommended how heavy are the dumbbells you lift, what was like your initial reaction to it?
It looks like something you would have watched.
Yeah, they really go in depth with like the workouts they do too.
Yes, I remember when it was released, and I'm like, oh, I gotta tell Josh about this anime. I think I did, and then you just watched it on your own. But then I never
told me about it. I just started watching it.
I
And
never
then
bothered
watch
watching
anime.
it until you told me to watch it, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Because at that time they were releasing anime like Haikyuu, which like I don't know why they had so many sports anime in this season. Like,
Yeah, I don't care. The only sports anime I like is like boxing and stuff like that.
yeah, just like watching volleyball, Mara, isn't very
Watching
fun.
volleyball anime. Don't get it.
It's just volleyball. Got to work on their characters. But come on, Arnold Schwarzenegger was in. How many dumbbells can you lift? Come on. That was pretty cool. Probably one of the best cameos I've seen. A lot of references in that show.
It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's Barnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, sorry, it was Barnold. Dude, they had a
Sorry.
they had a JoJo reference. They had multiple in that show. It's funny now. You know how I said it was my favorite anime? I notice references in other anime now. Same with they also reference Dragon Ball and stuff like that. They just reference the popular stuff. I think it's nice in anime.
Well, that's all I got for today.
Yeah, I think this is the end of our first podcast.
I think it went pretty well.
Yeah, these will be posted. These are gonna be posted on my channel.
Yes, this is gonna go to your channel.
All right, these will be posted on Skill Unlocked in case you guys missed a podcast and want to go back and like watch them.
Not my bedtime. How dare you? I know I go to bed early, but god damn.
Yeah, thanks. I think this was a really good first podcast.
Absolutely.
Later we will happily invite people to join us. All you got to do is ask. And you can even choose the topics. Like if you know more about something than what we talk about all the time, just tell us.
We need to work on a Discord.
Yeah, we're currently in our own personal Discord right now, and we're gonna work on it to add you guys. Make it enjoyable to be in it. Take some work.
It's definitely something to think about.
We're thinking about maybe like sometime we'll play games.
Yes.
I don't know if we're gonna call it the podcast. In case we don't have a whole lot or nobody wants to come with us and do the podcast, we may just end up doing a gaming live stream where, I don't know, maybe like Minecraft one day or something. You guys
I'll
can
be
play
down.
Minecraft.
I gotta figure out my Minecraft information.
It's probably a good idea. New updates coming out. I think when the new update comes out, I think that'd be a good idea, is to play Minecraft.
Oh, the caves update?
Yeah, new Caves and Cliffs update.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, honestly, that sounds fun. Yeah. All right, if anyone has any suggestions on the YouTube video where it's going to be permanently be there, comment, and we'll look at it. I'll look at it. I don't know about Josh.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, it's really throwing me under the bus there.
Yeah, quite easily. Well.
All right. That's all I got, though.
Yep, I think this is all we have for tonight. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time.